Imagine your child pulling away from a hug, refusing certain clothes, or melting down over a sock not sitting perfectly. It can look like bad behavior or maybe anxiety. And maybe you wondered, how can a piece of clothing cause such a big reaction? But what if the problem isn't the clothing itself, but the way your child's brain is processing touch? Hey parents, welcome back to Sansefys. My name is Julie. I'm a pediatric physiotherapist with more than 10 years of experience. Today we're exploring the tactile sense and why some children experience clothing as generally uncomfortable, overwhelming, or even painful. And make sure to stay until the end of the video where I will show you a super easy exercise that you can do at home for your child if they're hypersensitive. The tactile sense is our sense of touch. It's one of the body's most important sensory systems. Tiny receptors in our skin send a lot of information to our brain about pressure, texture, temperature, vibration, pain, and movement across skin. It can help our body to understand if something is dangerous, like a hot stove or very cold temperatures outside. For most people, the brain automatically filters and organizes all this information. A shirt touching your arm, you barely notice it. And a sock on your foot, your brain is so quickly to decide it's not important and can just tune this out. But for some children, that filtering system just works differently. What is tactile hypersensitivity? Tactile hypersensitivity, sometimes called tactile defensiveness. It happens when the nervous system reacts more strongly to touch sensations than expected. Imagine wearing a t-shirt with a tag. For you, that's mildly annoying. But for a tactile sensitive child, that same tag may feel like sandpaper scratching your skin all day. And I'm not exaggerating. Your child might be experiencing it completely different than you. Their nervous system may interpret everyday touch as an uncomfortable, distracting, or even threatening feeling. This can happen in children with sensory processing differences and is sometimes seen in children with conditions such as autism spectrum disorder, although it can also very often occur in children without any diagnosis. I see a lot of the kids in the clinic who are hypersensitive without diagnosis. Why clothes can be so difficult. Many clothing features most people never notice can be a major sensory challenge. Some common triggers include tags. The constant rubbing on the skin feels impossible to ignore. Seams. Any tiny seam pressing against a toe may feel enormous to a sensitive nervous system. Certain fabrics like wool, lace, denim, or synthetic materials may feel like scratchy, itchy, or irritating. Tight clothing. Elastic waistbands, fitted t-shirts, or really tight socks can create a constant pressure that some children find very distressing. Loose clothing. So surprisingly, the opposite can also be difficult. Fabric moving around on the skin may feel distracting or very overwhelming for your child. You as a parent may notice that your child is refusing to have certain clothes on, taking clothes off repeatedly, avoiding shoes or socks, complaining that clothes hurts, difficulty getting dressed in the morning, and emotional outbursts during dressing sessions. To an outside observer, it can look very much like stubbornness or picky behavior, but often your child is just trying to escape a sensation that feels genuinely unbearable. Imagine you being asked to concentrate all day and someone was scratching you with a rough brush. You would want to escape too. What the child may be feeling. Remember, children with tactile hypersensitivity are not trying to be difficult. Many struggle to explain what they're experiencing. They may simply know it feels wrong, they can't ignore it, and they want it off now. Because the discomfort is invisible, adults sometimes underestimate how intense it can feel. But for your child, the experience is very real. How to help. If a child struggles with clothing because of tactile sensitivity, Several strategies may help. Let the child participate. Allow them to help choosing fabrics and clothing styles. Remove irritants. Cut out all tags when possible. Look for seamless socks or other sensory-friendly clothing. Experiment with fabrics. Many children prefer soft cotton, bamboo fabric, smooth, stretchy materials. Prepare ahead. Choosing clothing in the night before can reduce some of the morning stress. And the last one, but very important one, respect the experience. Instead of saying it's not that bad, try to say, I can see this feels uncomfortable for you. Let's find something that works better. Feeling understood can make a huge difference for your child. And then the easy exercise I promised to show you in the beginning of the video. I use massage and tactile stimuli as a way to train the tactile system. I use these different kinds of gloves or soft scarves, rolled up t-shirt, and maybe even a makeup brush. And then I brush very slowly on the body, on the arms, on the legs, maybe on the head, on the face, to make them get used to this. And especially the areas where the child has some problems. For instance, if socks bother them, I would focus massage on the feet and the ankles and where the seam is. See what your child prefers and let them participate too, so they're brushing themselves, or maybe they're brushing you, so they have some kind of ownership of this exercise. It's like a fun game instead of the exercises from the physio. The more your child's tactile system will get used to this and know it's not dangerous. It's okay, we can relax with this. I would do 5 to 10 minutes every single day. If tactile sensitivity significantly affects your child's daily life, dressing, school, sleep, or participation in activities, it may help to speak to an occupational therapist or a physio. A physio or an occupational therapist can assess sensory processing challenges and help families develop practical strategies to tailor to the child's needs. So the next time you see your child crying or refusing a t-shirt, some socks, or just insisting that clothing hurts, remember this. What looks like a small problem from the outside may feel enormous for them. Understanding tactile sensitivity helps us move from frustration to empathy. And sometimes the simple act of recognizing what your child is experiencing can really be the first step toward helping them feel comfortable in their own skin. Every child experiences the world differently. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with other parents who might need this. Remember to subscribe so you never miss a video. My name is Julie, this is Sansefys. Catch you in the next one.